what's going on? This is Greg with SportsRehabExpert.com, and today I'm going to be going over my top 5 favorite exercises to be doing for any type of ACL repair. The 5 best strength exercises to build that body armor, get yourself ready for any type of return to play sport activities you're going to be doing down the road. Okay, so just a couple prerequisites you should have before we get into these 5 major exercises that I have all ACL patients do. The first one being you should have full extension or pretty well near symmetrical to the other side when we're talking about hyperextension, but you should be able to get your knee fully straight. The hyperextension may be a little bit lacking yet, but there would be very minimal differences side to side in knee extension, passive range of motion. On the knee flexion side of things, or the ability to bend your knee, you're going to at least need 120 degrees to be able to perform these exercises. Ideally, you probably have a little bit more range of motion. You're probably around 80 to 90% total knee flexion capability at this point in time before you do any of these exercises. But with any of these exercises too, it's all done on a spectrum, and you don't necessarily have to start with any type of load or weight when you initiate these exercises too. You can start with body weight. So the first exercise is geared towards emphasizing the hamstring. We need to build strength, hypertrophy back into the hamstrings, into the quad. That is major priorities for the strengthening phase of the ACL rehabilitation process. So the hamstring curl, utilizing a TRX hamstring curl is number 1 on my list. It's a very easy bilateral exercise that a lot of people can get to, and then you can easily obviously grade that to more intense exercises such as a single leg stability ball roll hamstring curl down the road. But that bilateral hamstring curl, 10 to 12 reps with all of these as we're trying to build strength and hypertrophy back up into the quad and hamstrings. So all the rest of the exercises are going to emphasize the quad. This next exercise is a rear foot elevated split squat. I like this for 2 purposes. Number 1, the back leg is going to get a lot of knee flexion. So it's a nice one to emphasize that improving knee range of motion. Again, this is all done on a spectrum, and this should all be pain-free. It should be a training stimulus. It should be a strengthening stimulus. The person should not be in pain when they perform these exercises. They may get some stiffness, tightness, and a little bit of pressure, but all of that should go away once the exercise stops. If they are getting constant lingering pain, you're probably progressing the individual too quickly. The third exercise that we're looking into is a front tap down. Now we've done this on this is a 12-inch box. The person, the goal isn't to touch the ground. The goal is to be able to control the knee as you lower your body down, controlling the knee over top of the foot, keeping the heel flat on the step with this particular exercise, and using that quad to control the lowering eccentrically, and then to be able to stand back up. Again, 10 to 12 rep ranges with all of these as we're trying to build strength and hypertrophy. The knee going forward is another theme that you will see throughout all of these exercises, and that's absolutely necessary. So when we get into the third exercise here, you actually see a stepping pattern. And why the knee going over top of the foot is absolutely necessary is because it's done every single day. If you're a strength coach, if you're a rehabilitation professional that does not encourage the knee to go over the foot, I want you just to consider that how are you supposed to go down the stairs? So this exercise is actually just exactly that, like you're going down the stair. This is a 6-inch step, and the key to this exercise is allowing the heel to come up and the knee to travel over top of the foot without feeling extra stiffness about the calf and the knee. A lot of people will tense up, create co-contraction at the knee joint as they're lowering down, and they're not very fluid with this particular exercise or this activity. They need to be able to let the heel pop up, not create rigidity or stiffness as they lower their body down, and this is absolutely necessary for going downstairs. And we can extrapolate this into something else that a lot of people like to do, which is hiking. How are you supposed to go down a hill when you hike without letting the knee travel over top of the foot? A lot of people who haven't even had an ACL repair have struggles and pain when they're going down the hill because they don't necessarily know how to allow the knee to travel over top of the foot and do so without creating a lot of co-contraction and stiffness about the knee. They don't know how to decelerate the knee joint and allow the knee to travel forward over top of their foot without getting really, really stiff, which is part of the reason why they start developing patellofemoral like symptoms or lateral knee pain when walking down the hill. Isn't necessarily always because of the eccentric strength, but it's the ability to control that motion without feeling any type of extra co-contraction, stiffness, in particular in the lateral portion of the knee. So when I do this exercise, it's always done first body weight, just getting the individual to feel how to relax and allow the knee to comfortably move forward over top of the foot and allow the heel to comfortably rise up without any extra stiffness. And then once that fluidity is established, then we start adding load to the equation. And I'm always at least trying to get to 50% body weight with the load. And with most individuals, I'm at least trying to get up to about 50% body weight. Now, in order to get there, you're using a decent amount of weight. So for myself, I'd be needing to at least use 45 pounds. But eventually, you can even up the load as well using a barbell or something that allows you to create a little bit heavier load or heavier stimulus. But again, we're not trying to push the individual too quickly. Again, this should be comfortable to perform. This should not create any lingering stiffness or pain after doing the exercise. And I have had people utilize weight that is equal to their body weight with barbell on their back while performing this exercise. 6-inch step is usually what I end up using. Finally, we have a goblet squat. In the goblet squat, again, I like it because it allows us to quickly start loading the individual up fairly heavy. And we're going to emphasize the heels elevated to put a little bit more emphasis on the knees over top of toes. Slant board works well for this. If you don't have a slant board, anything to raise the heels up works well and allows the individual to squat all the way down, come back up, really emphasize the quads on this one to, again, develop strength and hypertrophy. Alright, so there you have it. There's the 5 major exercises that I use with every ACL repair. Depending on what type of surgery or what type of graft was used, obviously things may change a little bit, but I chose these 5 exercises because no matter if it's a hamstring or patellar graft, I'm always getting to these particular exercises. And we may have other filler exercises that we get to down the road, but these are always exercises that I'm doing before we get into a lot more dynamic exercises or return to play exercises. Hey, thanks for watching. If you found yourself wondering how we can help you more, visit us at sportsrehabexpert.com, where we have more free content, products, and courses that you can take to accelerate your learning. Or you can just send me an email at greg@sportsrehabexpert.com. And one more thing, if you found this video helpful, please subscribe so you get notified whenever a new video comes out. And please like and share any content that you feel was helpful. Thanks.